Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be covering about data storage, the backbone of data engineering. This video will go into a practical guide to storing, managing and processing data. Let us start with the basic question, what is data storage? Data storage is nothing but saving digital information for later use, like a library for data. The data is stored in the format of photos, videos, documents, logs and sensor data. Storage acts as a foundation for data pipeline and ML use. Now let us know how storage helps in the data pipeline. Storage is the cornerstone in data engineering lifecycle and it underlies three major stages in a data engineering lifecycle, that is ingestion, transformation and serving, which we will come to know in the later videos. Ingestion. As the name suggests, ingestion means ingesting the data into the database. Here, the raw data arrives and is stored. Second stage is transformation. Here, the raw data is cleaned and stored again. Whenever you receive a data, it contains many outliers, so we need to process them. So, transformation stage, here we'll be cleaning the data and using storage, again we'll be storing the data into the database. Next stage is serving. In serving, the clean data will be used for report making, dashboard and training ML models as well. That we'll be learning in serving. Now, let us see the hardware components in the storage systems. First one, HDD, the magnetic disk drive. HDDs are magnetic disk drive which have spinning movable components. It is cheaper and it is also good for large data sets. It is slower because there are moving parts in HDDs. It is good for cold and warm data. Cold data stands for not frequently used data. Now let's learn about SSD. Whenever you buy a laptop, you always make sure that the laptop has 512 GB SSD because it is fast. Now let's know about SSD in detail. SSD uses flash memory, that is, it has no moving parts. It is faster, it is reliable, but it is much expensive than HDD. Next, it is used for hot data. Hot data transfer, the frequently used data which we generally use for all our day-to-day purposes. Let's look into the next hardware component, RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. RAM is a type of volatile memory that computer uses for quick operations. It is very fast. That is, we use it whenever we need to perform some quick processing tasks. It is temporary. Whenever the computer shutdowns, all the data will be erased from the system. So it can be used as a volatile memory. Next, it is used for caching and real-time computing. It supports quick processing tasks. Next one is network and CPU. The storage performance is affected by bandwidth and latency. Network bandwidth. Network bandwidth says how much the data can be sent to a person very fastly. Next is network latency. Network latency is nothing but the delay in sending the data to the other person. Next, it is used for processing speed matter. Whenever you are using network, you need to make sure that the data is sent in a fast and accurate way. Let's look into some major concepts in storage. First one is serialization. Serialization is nothing but converting one form of data into other data format which is usable for storage. So serialization can be said as transforming into data formats. There are two types of data formats. First one is row based and second one is column based. Let us look at some of the examples for row based. Row based data consists of CSV and JSON files. These are very readable files which we use for data transformation and performing analytics. It is slower for analytics because you need to track the data row by row. Second is column based. We use Parquet and ORC. Column based operations are very fast and used for fast analytics. So it gives better compression techniques. Now let's look into compression and caching. First, let's come to compression. Compression means reducing the file size. If your file is 100 MB and you want to submit a file which is at the limit of 90 MB, you need to make sure that the file is compressed. This saves cost and speeds up the data transfer. Next one is caching. Caching is a process of storing frequent data in RAM for faster access. It is a temporary storage, not a permanent storage, just like RAM. Now, let's look into the differences between data warehouse and data lake, which are the few levels of storage abstraction. First, let's look into data warehouse. Data warehouse stores structured data. It uses the policy of schema on write. It supports ACID properties and it is best used for analytics. Some examples of data warehouse are BigQuery and Snowflake. Next, let's look into data lake. Data lake stores raw data and semi-structured data. It uses the schema on read policy. It is scalable and it is ML friendly. Now let's look into data lakehouse, the combination of data lake and data warehouse. Let's look into the features. It supports ACID transactions as in data warehouse. It has scalable storage like in data lake, and it supports structured and unstructured data, which is a combination of both the features. Example is Delta Lake. Apart from data lake, data warehouse and data lakehouse, here are some more storage abstraction layers. First, let's look into data catalog. Data catalog is a metadata index for discovery. Here, in simple words, it means searching the data sets, discovering the data, maintaining governance, and tracking the data lineage. Second one is stream to batch architecture. It supports both the streaming, that is real-time streaming, and batch streaming. Some examples are Kafka, Kinesis. Next is data platform. Data platform is a unified layer that connects data lake, data warehouse, and stream process. It is a unified layer with governance. Now let's conclude by looking at the key takeaways from this lecture. First is data storage is the foundation of data engineering. We have learned that data storage helps in all the three phases, that is transformation, ingestion, and serving. Whenever you need to store a data, make sure that you choose the right tool, that is data warehouse, data lake, or data lakehouse, depending on the features you want for the storage. Hardware compression and caching impacts the performance because size, speed, and everything related to the storage matters. Storage decisions affect speed, cost, and reliability. Every decision you take related to the storage affects the scalability, performance, and reliability of the storage. I hope that the concept of data storage is clear. You'll find the notes related to this lecture in the description box given below. If you like this video, like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you.